So I've had a lot of people asking me about some information on brokerage authority, if I thought they should get into brokerage, if I thought they should just do a dispatch company, what my opinions were. So I want to go over some stuff today. It's not the most exciting stuff in the world, but when a broker sends you over their information to set up as a carrier, they're going to send you their W-9, looks like this. They're going to send you over their company info, what they require, a signed contract, if they want every page initial, the carrier information sheet, your operating authority, insurance for as a certificate holder, which you literally have to go to the insurance agent and ask them to be added as a certificate holder every time, a signed and dated W-9. If you want ACH payment, if you're going to go on the 20 to 30 days net pay, and if you want a quick form payment. A lot of them will send you quick forms. They actually offer it. If my people are already set up on a factoring service, I do not ever use it from the brokerage. A lot of people use it. I do not. I run everybody through the same place, so it's more centralized and it's not as complicated for them. They're going to send you a carrier agreement. It's going to be dated. It's going to have all this information about when it's effective. The biggest, most important thing you need to understand when you sign these, they have on here a non-solicitation, meaning that you cannot solicit any of their customers. So you cannot lawfully go out here and ask these customers for freight or any of those things. A broker requires an authority under the FMSCA, and they have a thing called a surety bond. They'll send you a copy of that as well. It's $75,000, and this is so if they don't pay or something of that nature, you can go ahead and file against this bond. They have to pay this insurance, and it's really dependent on their credit score, what they're going to get charged to get this surety bond. So with that being said, they'll send you a copy of that as well. They'll give you credit references sometimes. This was a very thorough guy. He sent me his credit references. So if I wanted to call and check, see what kind of person he is, he's got his references. I talk about this all the time when I talk about that DUNS number we just talked about yesterday. That helps you build your credit. These people that he's listed here has actually vouched for him, done business with him, and he's in good standing right now. Anyway, you're going to sign, date, fill that out. A carrier is required to send back that signed packet. I strongly, before using all this paper, printing this stuff off, you can file this up underneath the file. Use PDF Escape. You can autofill these things, keep it in a file, save it there. Don't use a whole bunch of paper. Don't use all that. That is what the carrier is going to need to fill out for them. There in turn, a carrier, if you're a dispatcher, is going to have their certificate, operating authority, their W-9, copy of their insurance. You're going to send that to them. Whether you have that in, you should already have every carrier that you have set up in a file as well, and be able to just click that right on over to them when you attach that to that email. Again, PDF Escape is your friend. I personally made my own dispatch agreement. I have it in a template. It's going to be in one of my classes. I have it all. I want everything that they do. I want to know everything about them. I have my agreement in here as to what I expect, what's expected of me, who's liable for what, everything I want it landed out. I do not dispatch anybody past Monday. If they have not paid me by Monday, I do not dispatch them anymore. We don't have a contract. I asked as a courtesy to give a 7-day notice on either one of our behalfs. That way, both are prepared to do something else. I offer them payment through every invoice I cut. I use PayPal invoicing, and I'll put every single load I did for them. I get paid on a percentage. I pay everybody on a percentage because I feel like it drives them to get to that next load a little bit faster and get them a better paying load. Make more phone calls. It pushes them a little bit more. Same thing with the people I charge. I will get paid through ACH, credit card. We have Venmo. I have Cash App. I accept payments many different ways. But I still send them an invoice for every single thing that we did. I'll group them together. I cut the time off at $23.59. As their dispatcher, I know if they're going to be unloaded by Saturday at $23.59. So that's where I stop their week. They have till Monday at noon to pay me for the whole week. If they do not, I do not do business with them. We're done. I don't set myself up, but a lot of people go in and out of business. You'll see it everywhere you go. You got new MC numbers. You got all kinds of things that happen. I don't set myself up for that. I set myself up to get paid. Equipment is something else I want to talk about. You need to know if you are going to actually set them up with the van. If the van has E-tracks, if they have to have deck bars so they can stack, if the driver has anything, if the place you're going to load requires the special van, it has to be blue walls or it has to be a plated trailer, you need to know those things. If you're going to dispatch flatbeds, you need to know what your driver has. Tarps, chains, winches, netting. There's all kind of stuff they use for flatbeds. That's very independent to a driver as far as what they are going to carry. Make sure when you sign them up and you're loading them out, you know what they have, so you'll be successful. If you're going to do reefers, all of those have fuel that has to be put in there. They need to be monitored at all times. The drivers that drive these know this. They anything cold, including flowers, food, anything, has to be set at a certain temperature. That has to be monitored. Those are huge, huge, huge claims if one load goes bad. If you're going to do a box truck, you need to know 12 pallets, if it's got a lift gate, if he's got an electric pallet jack, what he's working with. Know your drivers, know your people. If you are going to try to do a Sprinter van, 3 pallets, make sure they have E-tracks. Make sure that freight will not go up and smash and kill that driver, please. It's a dangerous thing to put on there. They do it all the time, but just make sure that they are equipped and safe to be safe. I preach it all the time. You are supposed to be compliant with the DOT. And I kind of sort of just, I mean it. I fully believe that in order to be of service to them, you are to aid them. I have a TMS system that I use to track every single dispatch that I run. And at the end of the week, it gives me the guy's deadhead miles, his loaded miles, and it gives me his rate per mile, loaded and empty, all miles. It gives me everything. I can tell where he's at. The only thing that you have to communicate with that really can't tell is how his fuel is doing. His or her. There are a lot of female truck drivers, much respect and love. They don't all get these same mileages. So when you are calculating this out and you're looking at this grand figure, you need to account and ask this guy what kind of fuel mileage he's or she is getting. And you'll be able to actually get how much profit you were able to bring to them as a service to them. But this is just some stuff I wanted to go over with you. I've been saying I was going to do it. Also, real quick, if a carrier is already assigned with a factoring company when they come on with you as an independent dispatcher, there will be a thing called an NOA. It's a notice of assignment. saying that everything is assigned through them to that factoring company for payment. You'll need a copy of that. So I hope I covered some good stuff with y'all today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Jmaddox at jmaddoxtransportsolutions.com. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great day.